energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Please be seated. Kindly make yourselves comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. Today is indeed a historic day, a very memorable day for Region Number 2. For this activity to be a resounding success, ladies and gentlemen, we must invite the presence of God. At this juncture, I wish to invite representatives from the three main religions in this country, starting with a rep from the Christian religion, followed by the Hindu faith, and then the Muslim faith. With God's intervention, anything becomes possible. Kindly come forward as we now join in prayers. Reps from the different religions. We have firstly Pastor Carlton Barry Joseph. He's going to lead us in the Christian prayer, followed by Pandit Ajay Sharma, the Hindu prayer, and that will be followed by the Muslim prayer, Mr. Hafiz Yunus Maklen.
Yes, good morning everyone. Kindly ask us to stand with me this morning as we pray. Almighty and everlasting God, we gathered here today with gratitude as we celebrate the opening of this building, a symbol of progress in this community. We ask for your guidance and blessings upon our leaders, especially His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali and all other esteemed officials. Grant them wisdom as they serve our nation. May they lead with integrity, compassion, and commitment. As we celebrate this achievement, let this service offering this entity be one that serves this region with excellence. As we commit to these proceedings in your hand, in Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Continue to bow our heads in prayer. O divine source of creation, we come together in reverence and gratitude, seeking your blessings for our deeds and endeavors. We strive to build a harmonious and prosperous community. May our action be guided by righteousness, filling our hearts with compassion and love. Let our thoughts be pure and intentions be noble, so that every deed contributes to greater good. We pray for strength to serve our fellow beings, to uplift those, extend hands in kindness. May we foster and may we come together in understanding the harmony among our people regarding our background or belief. O divine, bless our leaders, including our president, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, his cabinet. Yes, Lord, our president is here to stay in leadership. Grant them wisdom, courage, clarity, vision. May they lead with integrity and compassion. Guide us towards peace, justice, and prosperity. As we work together, we build a better future. May we act with humility. In every challenge we face, may we find strength. In every setback, may we discover resilience. Let the love and unity be our guide principles as we walk path together, hand in hand. As we commission and we bless this building with your divine touch, let the purpose of this building serve us all. Om Sahasra Srishtam Bhayanantate Narayanam Bharanavidyam Bhashe Pranavishwam Karamam Devasyam Sarvishwate Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapisajampo Palacharu Bhakshanam Umashutam Shauka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, O Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we gather here today in gratitude and humility to seek your blessings on this auspicious occasion. We thank you for the opportunity to witness the opening of the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority building in Essequibo, a symbol of progress, unity, and service to the people of Guyana. O Allah, we ask you to bless this building and all those who will work within its walls. May it be a place of justice, integrity, and transparency, where the needs of the community are met with diligence and fairness. Grant wisdom and guidance to those who serve here, so they may fulfill their duties with sincerity and excellence. We are honored to have in our presence today the Honorable President of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali. We ask you, O Allah, to bestow upon him and his leadership the strength and vision to continue guiding our nation towards prosperity, harmony. May his effort be rewarded with success, and may he be a source of inspiration for the unity of all citizens. O Allah, as we stand here today, we are reminded of the importance of collaboration and mutual respect amongst all people. Help us to work together regardless of our backgrounds, to build a future that is just and prosperous for all. Let this building be a beacon of hope and a testimony to our shared commitment of progress and development. Bless this land and its people, O Allah, with peace, prosperity, and harmony. May our endeavor be pleasing to you and beneficial to all. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على النبي الكريم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. جزاكم الله. Thank you very much.
You may be seated. And yes, with God, the impossible becomes possible. Thank you very much to the three reps from the three major religious backgrounds. His Excellency the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Mr. Anil Nandalal, Mahabir Anil Nandalal, that is, Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Yonette Cummings, the Sitting Judge of the High Court of Region Number 2, Justice Peter Hugh, Ms. Esther Sam, Commissioner of Title, Ms. Tamika Clark, Sitting Magistrate, Region Number 2, Registrar of Deeds, Ms. Azina Baksh, Registrar of Commerce, Ms. Riza Manraj, Deputy of Deeds, Deputy of Commerce, Assistant Registrar of Deeds, Chairman of DCRA, Mr. Ramesh Sibaran, Board members of DCRA, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Mr. Adel Clark, Director General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ricky Ramraj, Regional Chairperson, Region Number 2, Madam Vilma De Silva, Regional Vice Chairman, Mr. Humes Odit, Regional Executive Officer, Madam Susanna Sewak, Regional Health Officer, Dr. Ranjeev Singh, Regional Education Officer, Madam Shondel Hercules, Commander of G Division, Mr. Shivbaran, Prime Minister's Rep, Region Number 2, Mr. Arnold Adams, MP Region 2, Madam Nandrani Kunja, Mayor of the Township of Anna Regina, Mr. Devin Mohan, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I want at this juncture for all the Essequibians in the house to give our president and all the visitors a Cinderella County welcome. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is indeed a historic day. It's a memorable day. It's an unforgettable day. We can see total transformation in our beautiful country and in this county. And it's all credited to His Excellency and his team of ministers of government. Thank you so much, and again, welcome to you. Today, I am sure there are many persons here feeling very, very thankful, feeling very joyous today. Ms. Baksh, I'm sure, is feeling very satisfied because this is another very huge achievement for Region Number 2. Without hesitation, ladies and gentlemen, let us go straight into our program. At this time, I invite for remarks the Chairman of DCRA, Mr. Ramesh Sibaran. Please welcome him.
Thank you very much. May allow me again to refer to important people, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Honorable Mr. Mohamed Nandalal, the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Chancellor of Judiciary, Madam Justice Yvonne Cummings, acting, Director and staff of the DCRA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, this is a beautiful day, but you all would agree it's quite hot. It's Guyana, it's March, April. Escobar, the Cinderella County, welcomes all of you. I'm very happy to be here. It's not that I don't come often, but I should. Mr. President, I'm privileged indeed to witness the groundbreaking exercise to this building to this point. And I'm sure when your turn comes to visit it, you'll be delighted with the effort of the governments, the people in the region, and the service that will be provided here. Now, the DCRA building, most of you who are on the coast will know it, well, it was now the back building. And the issue of space was always in the mind of the Attorney General. Him and his team, including those senior people at DCRA, came up with this idea of a building, which you will later see. It's a beautiful building, and a lot of work went into it. It took a little while extra because there were changes to the original plan, and we had to get the drafters back into action. Nevertheless, all those changes have been included in the building, and it's now a building fit and proper to deliver a world-class service in the context of Guyana. This is a very special moment. It's the culmination of the vision of the Attorney General and the support of the engineers from the Ministry of Public Works. This office is much more than a new building. It is part of the government's ongoing expansion of facilities to accommodate the growing economy, demand for services. And I believe it will deliver that level of service. All of you know that there is more housing, more commercial development in the region. With that, this sub-office has to be prepared, and I mean prepared to deliver service on demand. Those of us in the private sector knows what on demand means, and I think the government sector has, in my opinion, has arisen to that challenge in many areas, in many offices. I've seen that. So the current location, we've outgrown it, as I mentioned, and we are now about to work in this new facility. So this is all part of the government vision to provide an enabling environment for stakeholders to conduct their business. There are many stakeholders. If you look at both left and right, you will see the services that will be conducted in the building. This is one of the achievements that I'm sure the President will speak to you about shortly. So you will have the opportunity to tour the building. It's modern, it's spacious, enhanced technology, and staff are well trained and ready to deliver the level of service. It's all part of hard work, dedication, and vision of the team at DCRA. I'm pleased to be chairing that board, and I can recognize and know firsthand, AG, that the service at DCRA has risen to the challenge. Thanks, of course, to your leadership. So the building will be housing the deeds and commercial registry, and in that facility would be the deeds registry would be on the ground floor, I believe, and the commercial registry would be on the second floor, if I remember. It was designed to expand and enhance the services which you're accustomed to receive from the office at the back. It will also enhance our goal, our mission, and our values. Employees will now have significant more space to work in and to archive valuable and important records. New equipment and a modern work environment await employees and stakeholders. I have no doubt that a positive work culture and sustainable environment will be experienced. This new office is designed for long-term growth and collaboration. We have created a space where innovation can flourish, where employees can connect, and where our culture of collaboration with our stakeholders can strive. From open workspace to comfortable meeting areas, this office reflects government commitments creating a productive, flexible, and positive environment. I trust that whenever you have a reason to visit the office services, you will enjoy the ambience and the services our staff will provide. It is our collective responsibilities as citizens of the Cinderella County, a beautiful county indeed, including the staff, to ensure that the building is kept and positive work culture flourish within it. Mr. President, in closing, I want to thank everyone who played a part of this positive outcome so far. Contractor who has had many, I suppose, going with me to get little things when I came to visit to correct. I looked at the little things that matters, and I am pleased to say that if not all were corrected, including installing a walkway for the handicap. So thank the region, the regional chair, and the engineers from the region, the administration, and our team to make this project really a very, very successful. I really want to thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the chair of DCRA, Mr. Sivaran. Thank you so much for that overview. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were listening very attentively and you are now aware of the services that are offered here. And we, the people of Region Number 2, are definitely going to make use of these services. What I can say to you, Mr. Chair, is that Region Number 2, we, the people of the Cinderella County, promise and pledge to take great care of this building and do our best with it. I can assure you that. We move on with our program this morning, and while I ask Ms. Samira Bisnat, a student of Regina, to come forward for her calypso, let me acknowledge the presence of all the attorneys at law of Region Number 2. Please give them a round of applause as we say thanks for coming. And of course, with us this morning is MP, Councillor Raj Kumar. Come forward. Samira Bisnat will now do a calypso for us. All the best.
Good morning, everyone. So this calypso here was written and composed by me. So here we go. This is my Guyana, the land of where I was born. 6 different people, so proud because we are strong. Working together in unity to build a better country. No matter your skin color, there's a future for you and me. Guyana, the most beautiful land that I know. Guyana, where the lush green forests grow. Guyana, a little Dubai of tomorrow. So come out and celebrate this transformation with me. We Guyanese people have a unique culture. Despite what people may say, we'll come together and pray. One people, one nation, as one big family. Celebrating our history is better for you and me. Guyana, the most beautiful land that I know. Guyana, where the lush green forests grow. Guyana, a little Dubai of tomorrow. So come out and celebrate this transformation with me. Oh, my beautiful country, you mean so much to me. With so many opportunities of jobs creation today. Future blazing bold and bright, hearts united and free. Let's show the world what we can do. As one Guyana we stand. Guyana, the most beautiful land that I know. Guyana, where the lush green forests grow. Guyana, a little Dubai of tomorrow. So come out and celebrate this transformation with me. Thank you.
Very, very well done there, Samira Bisnat. I now ask you to give her a round of applause for compiling that, composing that by herself. Come on, everyone. So we can see that she's not only academically inclined, but she's a talented young lady, a very rounded student of Guyana Regina Secondary School. And yes, that calypso ties in very well with our president's initiative of the One Guyana. We have love, we have unity, and nothing will ever divide us. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome a very humble and kind daughter of the soil of Region Number 2, our Regional Chairperson, Madam Vilma De Silva, for remarks.
Thank you, Sessional Chair. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan, President of our beautiful Cooperative Republic of Guyana, our Attorney General, Minister Anil Nandlal, all our judges, Ms. Azima Baksh from the Registrar, all members of the Registrar, our Director General, Mr. Ricky Ramraj, our Vice Chairman, REO, Mayor, Member of Parliament, all regional officials, I was told the lawyers, and most of all, you, the residents of Region Number 2, a warm welcome, and today is indeed a historic moment for all of us. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you this morning, to welcome you all most cordially to this official opening of another remarkable achievement in our region, our Deeds Sub-Registry. The commissioning today is another testament of a caring government led by His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan and his committed and dedicated ministers. Our region has seen great improvement in all sectors under His Excellency leadership. I must say, I've listened to the Calypsonian that our Dubai in the making. I'm so proud to stand as regional chair to be part of our little Dubai led by His Excellency. I just want to highlight a few areas in the region that has really transformed. In the health sector, we have transformed in this region. Of course, we have the building of the new hospital and the largest training center for the nurses within our region and other technical staff that would be needed in these hospitals. Education, on the education, we have seen the building of additional schools within our region, and I want to also let you know, when we took office in 2020, we had an enrollment of school children in this region of 9,500, and to date, we are at 13,900 children enrolled in our school system, all because of the programs and initiative that is delivered in our region to our schools and parents and teachers. So that is very commendable, and I think we should give His Excellency a round of applause for this. In agriculture, we have seen tremendous transformation also with our drainage system, and of course, the opening of additional farmlands and the support to the farmers throughout the length and breadth of our region, starting from Supernam Creek right down into the Pomeroon and to extend the Manawarin area of part which we are part of. The Manawarin is part of Region Number 2. We have seen support. We are in the height of the crop season now, and all the support given to the rice farmers through NDIA, it's remarkable, and we have seen transformation in that sector. On the infrastructure, of course, I know I had asked the President from the initial stage, I would love to see for my first 5 year all the community roads being developed, and we can testify to that almost all our community roads within the region is completed or to be awarded. So we need to give His Excellency a big round of applause for that too, because we have seen improvement. All our school children now are walking out in the streets with their socks and shoes. And Someone said to me, before then they had to come with a bucket of water and have their school children feet washed and then put on socks when they reach on the public road. So this is commendable also. With infrastructure, of course, the community roads, bridges, and also our sea defenses. We have 6 projects awarded to complement the work that we're doing on the sea defense. So our region is transforming. On the youth sports and culture, of course, we have we have the brand new stadium that we will be developed shortly, completed shortly by this year end. We are at, I would say, 80%. And of course, a lot of community grounds are also developing. Just to highlight, I can go on. I know I'm supposed to give brief remarks. However, I just want to highlight that and to thank the President for all of these initiatives. On the housing and water, we have seen transformation with all the opening of new housing scheme, new water treatment plant, just to highlight a few. With electricity, we have, of course, 2 brand new solar farm, one going to be completed shortly and the other one to the charity end, which is at this initial stage. So, and in 4 of our Amerindian communities in this region, we have some mini solar farm there, some mini grids. So we are transforming, we are developing, and as a region, as we continue to grow, glow, and flourish, under the astute leadership of the People's Progressive Party government, led by His Excellency, which we are extremely grateful for. We will continue to develop as a region, working closely with every single community and every single sector within the region. And of course, with this commissioning here today, I know all of these matters, the persons had to go all the way to Georgetown and back and forth with traveling and everything. This will come to an end. So this will be a big plus indeed for our beautiful region. And once again, hats off to His Excellency and hardworking and dedicated ministers and team, and of course, the regional officials. We all always work together in support for the improvement of our beautiful region. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Regional Chairperson, for highlighting major developmental works in Region Number 2. And of course, all of these works are possible because of the government of the day. Please give Regional Chair and the government another round of applause. Thank you very, very much for those major highlights. We move on to our program, ladies and gentlemen, and at this time, I have the privilege of inviting another student from the Anna Regina Secondary School, Sriya Ramnarai, an aspiring lawyer. Please show some love for this very intelligent young lady.
Good morning, everyone. My poem is entitled, Every Day is a New Beginning by Tony Martignetti. Every day is a new beginning, a chance to start afresh, to leave behind past mistakes and focus on what's next. The sun rises in the morning, a symbol of hope and light. A new day dawns before us, full of promise and might. The past is but a memory, a story we've already told. The future is unwritten, a blank canvas to unfold. With every breath we take, we have the power to decide, to live in the present moment and let our hearts guide. Let go of fear and doubt, embrace the unknown, for every day is a new beginning and a chance to grow and be shown. So step forward with courage and trust in the journey ahead, for every day is a new beginning and a chance to start anew instead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sriya Ramnarai, our aspiring lawyer and years. has been topping not only Guyana, but the Caribbean. Please give the Redo, the head teacher, and all the ones in education a round of applause. Thank you so much, Shreya, and our Calypsonian as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on with our program. And at this time, I have the privilege to present to you one whom I refer to as a true fighter of democracy here in Guyana, particularly post-2020. It is my honor this morning to hand the microphone over to no other than one of the most sagacious members of Parliament, our Honorable Senior Counsel, MP, Attorney General, and Minister of Legal Affairs, Mohamed Anil Nandala.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, His Excellency, our beloved President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, our Honorable Chancellor of our Judiciary, our Member of Parliament, Juliet Kunja, the Chairman of the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority, the Registrar of Deeds, the Registrar of Commerce, the Sitting High Court Judge on the Essequibo Coast, Regional Chairman and Regional Councillors. And there are so many important persons who I must recognize, but to save time, I wish to adopt their earlier recognition by the chairperson who articulately listed all the important persons who are here. But last but not least, to my respected elders and brothers and sisters of the Essequibo Coast, it is once again great to be here with you. Good morning. I am pleased to be here as part of this very historic exercise. As you know, the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority sought refuge at the bottom of the High Court building for decades. The space was very cramped, the situation very uncomfortable. Members of the public, most importantly, when they went to seek the services offered by this important authority, they had to stand in line, they had to stand in the rain or sun, and a lot of the services which were available in Georgetown and could have been offered here were not offered to you, the people of Essequibo, because of the cramped situation, because of the physical inadequate architecture that we had here. As a result, I took a proposal to His Excellency the President for us to expand the facilities here. And within the first 2 minutes of my presentation of the case, the President right away said, of course, Essequibo and Essequibians deserve no less than the best that we can offer. And today we have this as a compliment to His Excellency. Significantly, this is the first exclusive edifice housing the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority in Guyana. Even in Georgetown, today they offer this service at the bottom flat of the High Court building. And the chancellors here, though they have been, the judiciary has been a gracious host, I believe we are fastly outstaying our welcome downstairs of the High Court. And we will have to make arrangements to move. But the point is that Essequibo, you and the Essequibo, are the first beneficiaries of a building dedicated to the Deeds and Commercial Registry to offer you the most comfortable services that we are offering anywhere else in the country, including Georgetown. The government has approved in this year's budget a sum of money which is intended to be used to construct a similar facility in Berbice later this year. We are at the stage of the National Tender Administration Board to award a design contract for that project. So that will come on stream later this year. So what does this facility offers, or what will it be offering? The Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority offers a number of crucial services, both for your everyday business, but most importantly, for commercial activities. Every time you pass a transport, either by sale or by deed of gift, it is this registry that has to conduct that transaction. Every time you take a loan from the bank and it has to be secured by a mortgage, it is this registry that has to do that mortgage. And when you pay off, it is this registry that has to cancel that mortgage. Every time you do a power of attorney to appoint someone to act in your stead to conduct any business that you wish to conduct, that you can do personally, it is this registry that has to record that document. If you have to buy a car on credit and they have to do a bill of sale, it is this registry that has to execute that document and file it as a record. If you want to change your name, it is here where you have to come to do a deed poll. If you want to execute a lease that is beyond 3 years, the law requires you to come here. If you want to register a business, this is where you have to come to record your business transactions. If you want to incorporate a company, it is here that you have to come to do that. So this facility offers services for tens of thousands of transactions annually. And therefore, it is incumbent upon our government, and it is part of our government's vision to create the best facilities to offer to you, the people of Guyana. The President has already instructed that we offer this facility in every administrative region of Guyana where it is not being offered. So already, sometimes we think Essequibo is Essequibo Coast. You know that Essequibo consists of much more than that. So in Region 1, we have 2 lake locations for the first time in the history of our country. 2 offices have been opened as a result of the President's intervention. One at Babaruma and one at Port Kaituma, and they are already functioning, offering these services to the people of Region 1. In Region 9, we went there and we opened a branch of this office for the first time, and it is functional. In Region 7, we have also done so at Bartica, and we will do so shortly in Region number 8. The other outlying region that we have to conclude this service in is Region number 10, and we will do so before year end. The point is that no longer will services that are important only be accessible in Georgetown. The vision of our government is to deliver those services wherever you are located in this country. Significantly, the court system, as I was sitting there thinking, and the Chancellor will agree with me, that there is not an old court building in this country anymore. Other than the High Court edifices, which are heritage sites and are protected by law as part of our natural heritage. They are old buildings with modern facilities. But outside of the 3 High Court buildings, every courthouse in this country is brand new. Every courthouse. If you go from Barima all the way to Kakwani to wherever the other end of Guyana is, like Shelton, Letem, all over, brand new air-conditioned facilities where we offer online services. Here, that will be offered as well, online services. Right here on the Essequibo coast, we have a new court at Charity, and we are building a new court at Anna Regina, which we will come to commission in the next couple of months. Right in this vicinity here, I had a brief discussion with the Chancellor, and they are concluding the construction work for a building behind this facility that will accommodate a number of important court services, like the drug treatment court, the juvenile justice court, and the rights assessment committee. These are very important services for the people of the Essequibo Coast. I say that to you to demonstrate to you that when we speak about transformation, and His Excellency will speak about transformation just now, it is not idle rhetoric. You are living the transformation, and that is why whenever I get the opportunity, I always make the point that we are the most fortunate generation of Guyanese. What our foreparents dreamt of, what they struggled for, what they fought for, and were never able to achieve, we are able to achieve it now, here. If I were to tell you 10 years ago that in Regina you will have an air-conditioned magistrates court with elevators, you would have doubted me. We will open one in a couple of months from now, Madam Chancellor, with all those facilities right here, and you, the people of Essequibo, are the benefit from it. And it is important that we celebrate these events because, as you know, Essequibo is being coveted by our neighbors to the west. And with His Excellency the President at the helm, the government of Guyana has been able to skillfully navigate the ship of Guyana to safety. We have on our side the international community, we have international law, and we have done all the appropriate things in order to protect our integrity and our sovereignty. One of the reasons why we were able to get protective orders from the International Court of Justice is because we have been administrating the affairs of Essequibo from time of recorded history over 200 years ago. And when we build these edifices, and you heard about the health center, you heard about the schools, you heard about the magistrates court, we will continue to occupy and manage the affairs of Essequibo because it is ours. It is ours. So my brothers and sisters, I will not detain you any longer. The heat here is unbearable. I want to thank all of you for being present. I see the President is smiling because he has to know his heat. And everybody made reference to what the President will say. So my brother, you have a tall order here. I just want to congratulate the board of the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority and the staff. They have done a lot of work in ensuring that this project has met the successful conclusion significantly within the permissible framework of public procurement. We ensured that everything, almost everything for this facility was done by Essequibians, because we believe that Essequibian, all parts of the country must develop equally when we are developing this country. So the contractors are from Essequibo, and most of the supplies that were used in the construction of this building was from the Essequibo coast. I want to congratulate the people of Essequibo. This facility was built exclusively for you. It is your facility. We have resident quarters for the managers who, if they are to come from Georgetown, and we want to encourage them to come regularly here because we want all the facilities, all the services that are available in Georgetown to be available here. Once again, I want to congratulate the people of Essequibo. This is your facility, and hear it please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the AG and Minister of Legal Affairs. Please give him another round of applause. He highlighted all the services that are going to be offered here. And I want to say that we are indeed very, very fortunate, at least this is news to me, that we are the ones who are benefiting from such facility, first ever in Guyana. Essequibians, if you're proud and you're happy for this, give yourselves a round of applause. Now AG congratulated all of us registrar, all the other persons, let us now say how thankful we are to him. This idea was birthed. I told you that he's a very sagacious person. And this was birthed in his brain, taken to our president, and unhesitatingly approval was given. Kindly give the president and the Attorney General a round of applause. Thank you for this facility, sir. At this time, we're going to have a national song, and this will be done by Miss Nadira Joseph. Kindly come forward. And she is the supervisor here at the CRA.
Thank you very much. Pleasant morning, everyone. Oh, beautiful Guyana, oh, my lovely native land, more dear to me than all the world, thy sea-washed, sun-kissed strand, or down upon the borders looking out upon the deep, the great Atlantic blow into a fury, or asleep at morn, at noon, or better in the crimson sunset glow. I love thee. Oh, I love thee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nadira. Thank you again, Ms. Nadira. And we don't have persons who serve us only at the counters, but we have singers as well. So there you heard from one of the Nightingales of Region Number 2. Please show some more love for Ms. Nadira. Thank you so much, Ms. Joseph. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a very, very important aspect of today's program. And I'm pleased to present to you a son of the soil of Guyana who has been using a grassroots approach to lead this nation. One whose One Guyana initiative is seen in every corner of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me infinite pleasure in welcoming to the podium His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Thank you very much. Please have your seats. AG, the Chancellor of the Judiciary, Regional Chair, other regional leaders, members of the legal fraternity, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. I assure you the heat will not bother me or have any impact on me. One of the first things they teach you in management, and I will help the lawyers here, is that you must be aware of your environment. If you are not aware of your environment, AG, your planning process will be flawed. And you suffered a flawed moment today. I always say, in our country, we must seek to adopt technologies and systems that are applicable to our development. Hence, I've adopted a dress code that is very applicable to our development. Today is a significant day for a secure. But when I stand here, I cannot help but notice the synergy between the public sector and the private sector. Those of you who are looking at me may not notice it, but on my left hand is a very modern construction and a very advanced technologically looking building. And on my right hand is the new Deeds and Commercial Registry that will be opening. And that tells you that the platform of development is supporting private sector expansion and public sector expansion. And that is an important thing for us to know. You see, if public sector and public enterprise expand in a lonesome way, and it is not matched by the expansion in the private sector, then issues of confidence in the economy and issues of the government occupying too much of the development space and too much of the available credit in the market will bear upon us. And that has disastrous consequences from an economic perspective. So this is a prime example of the government-supported growth. You see, I always say that government responsibility is to create an enabling and conducive environment for growth and development. And this is an excellent example. You know, if we were to ask the proprietors of eNet and eTechnologies if they had any idea 4 years ago or 5 years ago of investing in Essequibo and putting down such a magnificent building, the answer would have been no. Because we may not remember, but just 3 years ago we spent 2 years of our life navigating the challenge of COVID, determining whether we'll survive to see the next day, or wondering whether we will be in the COVID hospital, afraid to interact and interface. But we navigated the challenge of COVID and actually developed a successful model that has been appreciated and used around the world, the Guyana model and approach to COVID. But sometimes we become so caught up in life and we take things for granted. Many people believe that the development that we've seen in the last 4 to 5 years is accidental. Do not take it for granted. Do not take the changes and transformation for granted. It is as a result of deliberate planning, a strategic foresight, and a vision that was presented to the people when we approach the 2020 elections. And when we look at that manifesto, we are very pleased as a government to say that we have exceeded every single commitment we made in that manifesto, and we have delivered beyond the commitments. And I believe that, like every business, every corporation, they must be accountable to their shareholders. I believe that every government must be accountable to the people of the country. And every government must be ready and willing to speak to their record in government. Must be ready and willing to speak to their failures or successes, to their challenge. So you don't get a pass when you go in opposition of not accounting for your period in government. And I say without fear of contradiction that the alternate to us, the People's Progressive Party civic government, has failed to account for their period in government, and they have failed to account to the people of Guyana. And they failed and they refuse to do so. Because there is nothing that they can account for. There is nothing that they can show. Every single one of their promise and commitment they made, they breached. And I challenge open independent analysis if you want, to look at the 2 score sheets and to determine who kept true to the promise they made to the people. And do not take lightly a manifesto. In legal terms, there is an often acceptance in contract. In electoral terms, there is a program presented that is accepted by the people when they place their vote and confidence and trust in you to deliver that program. And if you don't fulfill that program, you are breaching that trust and confidence that the people pose in you by giving you their vote. And their vote is not just an X. Their vote is about their hope, their aspirations, their own vision for their children. That X represents their dignity. And that is how I look at things. You see, maximum I have in this role is another 5 years. And I intend to use it to address what some people consider very soft issues. But soft issues that are structural in nature. Because if that little X that you place on election day represents your dignity and your honor, because it does represent your dignity and your honor, then there must be a value to your dignity and your honor. You know, yesterday, the Indian High Commissioner asked me, how do you fast and go to all these meetings and speak, and especially the one at Babujan. Apparently I was going above the certain decibels, right, Adele? But it comes from a commitment, from a deeper passion that is beyond your own resilience that you cannot explain. And if every Guyanese develop that deeper passion, and that passion in which I ask you to hold a tremendous value to your dignity and honor, hold people responsible when you exercise that dignity and honor and hope that you have for yourself, your children, your family, your community, and your country. It is important. You know, very likely the chair passed over a very important piece of information. That is the growth in attendance and enrollment rate in the school system here in Essequibo. From 9,500 to almost 14,000. But there's a bigger story. When we came here, the AG was with us in 2017 and 2018. There are many rice mills and farmers here. I see your faces. Jai Gobind, you're here because you contributed to our efforts when we came. What was on the minds of parents? You recall? Whether we can keep all 2 children in school or only 1. That was a conversation. That was a conversation we had when we came to Essequibo. One little child, and I still hold her in such high esteem, told us a remarkably sad story. She said she was in her bedroom and she heard her mom and dad quarreling. And the quarrel was whether to use the money they had in the home to send her to school and buy her school uniform and her sneakers, or to use it for food in the house. She said she went downstairs, and many people here remember that young child. And she told her parents, please do not quarrel over this. I will leave school. The teachers who brought that child to us will remember that story. That was just 5.5, 6 years ago, MP. You were there with us. That story has never left me. And every single day of my life here as president has a silent commitment to children like those. We have to find them. We have to nurture them. We have to give every single child that opportunity their parents may never have. And how do we do that? We do that by investment. We do that by commitment, by courage, by determination. We do that by looking at a challenge as not an economic or political or social challenge, but looking at the challenge as a humanity challenge. Because social, political, and economic may sometimes have human biases. But if you wear that challenge of humanity and you approach the problem from a perspective of humanity, your approach will be different. Your style will be different. And the result you see will be different. So today, here in Essequibo, I've directed the Minister of Health and Minister of Education. Well, the Ministry of Health have already started. The nursing program, the registered nursing program, you have about 200 students on that program here. The nursing assistant program, we have about 100 students on that program. But I've asked them, within the next 8 months or before, to operationalize university education here in Guyana through the Guyana Digital School, so our young people can have access right here in Essequibo to degrees and diplomas in pharmacy. And these are the areas we have identified. Degrees and diplomas in pharmacy, tourism and hospitality, agriculture science, dentistry, civil, electrical, and mechanical engineering. Those are the areas we have identified that within 9 months, the children here, whether we have to build a lab facility, we will build a lab facility to ensure that your children can have these degrees and diplomas specifically identified based on the needs of our country in the immediate future. Outside of that, there are some specific initiatives that we are working on. This region very soon will have 100% treated water through every single tap. I've asked the Minister of Tourism to develop a special marketing plan for Region 2. Because as you know, there's a number of resorts that are being built, new hotels, more rooms. Already on weekends, you're out of rooms in this region, many weekends. They will say that, especially those long weekends, they're out of rooms. To support that, we are actively working to procure an additional fast ferry that will do the Parika to Essequibo route. That is ongoing. When we built this highway, we never expected such fast and rapid growth in the traffic here in Region 2. So whilst in this 5 years we focused heavily on community roads and community infrastructure, one of the plans and programs that we have that will commence before the end of this year is the design and rebuilding of this highway into a 4-lane highway here in Essequibo. For rice farmers, I have asked ICA and the Ministry of Agriculture to work on developing with you complementary high-value crops that will support your rice farming, so that with your rice farming, there will be complementary high-value crops that bring additional income, disposable income, and what I call buffer income to your pockets and your family's pockets. The charity waterfront development. This development will see expansion in trade, beautiful waterfront development and charity, to see direct trade to the Caribbean, direct movement of products, logistics, tourism, a cold freeze value chain. We'll invest in a cold freeze value chain storage for crops, for agro-processing, for packaging, and of course, specialized storage facility will be part of that development to support our farmers in Essequibo and in the Pomeroon. The Minister of Finance is currently completing special investment and tax regime for a number of areas across the country. And this is, the Attorney General Chambers is also part of this. And Essequibo is one such area that will benefit from the special investment and tax regime to support investment, development, and job creation here. Part of the diversification plan for this region, and that is why this building, everything is linked to this building, because we expect the workload of this building to increase. We expect the efficiency that is required from this building also to improve. And one of the things that the AG did not speak about is that we need these new infrastructure with the type of IT systems that we're putting in place, because very soon all the registries in the Caribbean will be integrated on a common platform, so that the registries in Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia will all be communicating with each other, sharing information, and registering one company across the regional platform. That is the direction. And the infrastructure that we are building, I must say that we are advancing at a very, very rapid pace in relation to that. So the second part of the diversification plan is what I call a coconut value chain. So coconut is becoming one of those mega products. Mega is a very used term these days, Chancellor. The mega product coconut has many value creation in it. So we're going to develop in Essequibo a coconut value chain to support already we have more than, I think, more than 4,000 acres of new coconut plantation here in Essequibo, especially in the Pomeroon area. The continued investment in drainage and irrigation, the expansion of technical education, and also we are communicating now, the Ministry of Agriculture have asked them to talk to the farmers on developing an enhanced paddy drying facility and storage facility. A modern paddy storage facility and an enhanced paddy drying facility. Because now, with the increase in production and yield that we expect to continue to grow, storage is becoming a big issue for the millers and the farmers. Additionally, we will be working on a specific program to drive technologically supported agrochemical application. And that is, I've asked our drone department to look at commercial drones that can apply the fertilizers and chemicals across the industry here in Essequibo, so we can support farmers in further reducing their cost of production and increasing their profitability. These are all initiatives that we have in train to further enhance the economy here in Region 2 and bring greater benefits to the people of Region 2. You know, when you look at the last 4 years alone, we have spent close to $100 billion in this region. Close to $100 billion in this region. We have every single area that you can speak about. Sports. You will have your new stadium up and running soon. And we are hoping, we've already placed a request to participate in a bid to have the women CPL tournament here in Guyana, and we want that to be played between the Palmyra, Albion, and the Anna Regina grounds. And why that is important? That is important because it is not only about the cricket and the spectators, it's about the international positioning of the area. So that the marketing capability, when you have 15,000 people looking at cricket in Guyana, you have 40, 50 million people looking at cricket globally. So that the marketing potential, the tourism potential is indeed enormous. As I said, we also don't get away from challenges. And I know one of the challenges here in Essequibo is the Suddie hospital. We are working on improving and bringing a new hospital, the new regional hospital, into operation. Mount Sinai is going to support us in the management of that hospital. But in the meantime, we have to get Suddie right. We are not happy with the service delivered there, and I've instructed the Minister of Finance to send a team to work at Suddie Hospital to fix every problem there, to remove every excuse and to fix the problem. So I'm not the type of person that shy away from challenge. I confront challenge, I acknowledge challenge. I don't mean to expose anyone, but listen, we all have to do our best to ensure the system work and system deliver for the people. That is what is important. So now let me come to my remarks on this occasion. Access to justice is not a privilege, it is a right. And it is one that we must guarantee for every citizen of this country. Because justice, my friends, is not just about laws on paper or courtrooms filled with legal arguments. Justice is about fairness. It is about ensuring that every man, every woman, every small business owner, and every family, no matter where they are in Guyana, can access the legal services they need to live with dignity and security. As a former Minister of Housing and our President, I can tell you how important land matters are to the people of Guyana. How important matters surrounding power of attorney are key to the outcome of cases in the court. And that is why systems must be rigid, accountable, and strong enough to withstand fraudulent use. Guyana's legal architecture, while rooted in tradition, has long been plagued by inefficiencies, bureaucratic gridlock, and outdated processes that slow the wheels of justice. That is why you're seeing this massive investment in the infrastructure, in the technology, in equipment, in human resources, expansion of the number of judges we have on the bench, all of that to help solve this problem. At times, the system is so sluggish that simple matters can become drawn out, costly affairs. This is not just an inconvenience, it is a barrier to economic growth and a denial of justice for those who cannot afford delays. In a fast-growing economy like ours, where investment is pouring in and businesses are expanding, we cannot afford a legal system that struggles to keep pace. Decentralization and modernization are not luxuries, they are necessities. By bringing legal services closer to communities, digitizing records, and streamlining procedures, we can ensure that justice is not only accessible, but also swift and efficient. This is why what we are doing here today is not just tinkering with the system. We are committed to modernizing our entire legal architecture to make justice more accessible, more efficient, and more relevant to the needs of our people. We are doing this because access to justice is the foundation of any modern and fair society. Without it, development is stunted, inequality grows, and the trust that people have in the rule of law begins to erode, and we simply cannot allow that to happen. So today, I want to make the case for why access to justice is fundamental to the future we are building. Let me give you 4 reasons why this matters, not just to lawyers and judges, but to farmers, entrepreneurs, and the citizens of Region 2. First, justice and economic growth. First and foremost, let us talk about the economy. Access to justice is not only about resolving disputes. It is foremost about creating a business environment where investors feel safe, contracts are honored, and property rights are protected. When businesses, whether large corporations or small family enterprises, know that they can settle disputes quickly and fairly, they are more likely to invest, to expand, and create jobs. That is why strengthening our legal framework is a key part of our broader modernization efforts. We are ensuring that Guyana is a country where commerce flows freely, where titles and deeds are secure, and where justice is swift and fair. As our economy expands and society becomes increasingly complex, the demand for legal services continues to grow. A modern and efficient legal system is essential in keeping pace with this fast-paced economy. We are therefore strengthening the legal framework to meet the needs of a dynamic and progressive society. But justice is not just for businesses, it is for people. We want to ensure a justice system in which the people can repose greater trust and confidence. Access to justice must be universal and not dictated by a person's economic means. Even a pauper should have the right to access legal services. Anything otherwise is not justice. The right to legal services is not exclusionary, and we stand for inclusion, not exclusion. Every woman who suffered domestic violence, every worker denied their rights, every citizen seeking redress for wrongdoing, these are the people for whom access to justice must be more than just words. That is why we're strengthening our legal aid services, expanding access to legal services, and ensuring that our courts are not just places for the privileged, but open to all. And let me be clear, justice delayed is justice denied. If it takes years to settle a land dispute, what good is justice to the farmer who is waiting? If it takes months to get a birth certificate corrected, what good is justice to the parent who needs it to enroll their child in school? If an accused languishes on remand and then years after is found not guilty, then the time this person spent locked away from society is time lost. And as we know, one thing that we cannot reclaim is lost time. Thirdly, no democracy can function without a strong, independent, and accessible justice system. If people cannot access justice, they lose faith in government, in institution, and ultimately in democracy itself. And that is a dangerous place to be. So, Chancellor, when the occasion comments are made about the holistic improvement of all arms of government, including the judiciary, it is not targeted to create discord and mischief. But at the end of the day, if justice is not accessible or denied or slothful, it is the government that gets the complete blame for that in the system. And this, as I said, is a dangerous place to be. That is why we're strengthening our legal architecture. We're doing so because the rule of law must be something that every citizen can rely on. The moment justice feels out of reach, corruption grows and trust diminishes. We must never let that happen in Guyana. Finally, let me remind you that access to justice is a right, one that has been recognized internationally as essential for human dignity and development. The United Nations General Assembly, Resolution ARES 671 of 2012 stated, and I quote, "We emphasize the right of equal access to justice for all, including members of vulnerable groups, and the importance of awareness raising concerning legal rights. And in this regard, we commit to taking all necessary steps to provide fair, transparent, effective, non-discriminatory, and accountable services that promote access to justice for all, including legal aid." End of quote. And Guyana is committed to doing exactly that because we are a society based on the rule of law. So what exactly are we doing to ensure that justice is accessible? One major step is bringing legal services closer to the people. We know that for far too many, the cost and complexity of the legal system and the distance which sometimes people have to travel to access legal services are barriers to justice. That is why we're expanding legal services to ensure that more people, whether in urban centers or remote areas, can get the help they need. We're strengthening the work of the deeds and commercial registries, which are critical to the smooth functioning of businesses and personal transactions. The sub-registry, my days in finance there, Adele. The sub-registry will provide a number of legal services to the poor of this region, some of the services for which they would have previously had to travel outside of the region to access. As part of our broader effort to strengthen governance, we have embarked on a transformative agenda to modernize our legal architecture, ensuring greater efficiency, accessibility, and justice for all. A key pillar of this transformation has been substantial investment in the judicial sector. We have partnered with the judiciary to improve access to justice by constructing state-of-the-art courthouses in several regions, including hinterland communities. In areas where no magistrates' courts were previously existed, we have established new facilities, bringing justice closer to the people. Over the past 4 years, we have either built new or upgraded existing magistrates all across the country. As the AG would have said, every single building would have seen improvement or a new building constructed. We have also expanded the Court of Appeal building, which now houses 2 courtrooms, providing additional capacity to handle appeals efficiency. To support this infrastructure and expansion, we have significantly increased judicial appointments. In recent months, 12 new magistrates and 10 new High Court judges have been sworn in, along with 3 commissioners of title and land court judges. The Court of Appeal has also been strengthened with its complement of judges increasing from 5 to 9, with further expansion to 11 on the horizon. Recognizing the role of technology in enhancing judicial efficiency, we've invested in software programs that facilitate e-litigation in the Court of Appeal and the High Court. Additionally, our commitment to legal modernization expands to updating our laws through the work of the newly appointed Law Reform Commission These collective efforts attest to our commitment to the rule of law, the independence of the judiciary, and the protection of the constitutional rights of every citizen. Through these reforms, we are building a legal system that is more efficient, accessible, and prepared to meet the demands of our modern society. I pause to recognize that the fanning in the audience is reduced by 93%. That is because you are conforming to another important management theory, that you have now accustomed yourself to the environment in which you're in. And the liquid that rolled off of your skin is now acting scientifically as your cooling agent. The work of modernizing justice and our justice system can never be done. It requires constant effort, investment, and a commitment to fairness. But I promise you this, Guyana is on the right path. We are ensuring that justice is not a distant ideal, but a daily reality. And we are doing it because we believe in a Guyana where justice works for everyone, not just the powerful, not just the wealthy, but for every single citizen. Recently, I've started a research across the region to see the disparity in damages given by the court to different category of lifestyle. And so far, the research is very interesting, because when you look at similarity of cases and the way damages is applied, there's a great differentiation depending on status. It's a research that is ongoing. I hope the remainder of that research does not uphold that trend. But this is an important issue in judiciary. The consistency of ruling, the reliability of ruling. That is why precedence in law is a foundational pillar of the legal system. Precedence is key and important. They form an important part of the evolution of the legal system. And that is why Chancellor will tell you, it is so important that judges write their decisions in a timely way. Because decisions are an important part of precedence and the evolution of the legal system. One of the important things about judicial decision is that you can rely on them. They must be consistent so that greater trust in the decisions of the court is enabled. And that is exactly what we are doing here, ensuring that the judicial architecture support all of this. Because at the end of the day, justice is about more than laws and courts. It is about dignity. It is about fairness. And it is about building a nation where everyone, no matter their background or their income or their circumstances, can stand tall, knowing that the law is on their side. Another important part of justice is the prosecution. And we have launched a massive national program to train and upskill our prosecutors, training them with international universities. But the prosecutors is as good as the evidence collection mechanism, as the statements collection mechanism. That is why we are moving to a digitized electronic frame of collecting statements and evidence to reduce human biases, to remove tampering, to bring greater standardization. These are the things that we are doing outside of the limelight and the fray. This is the hard, quiet work that is not shown by a massive building like this, that is not shown by a beautiful road, but it's painstaking, hard work that requires commitment from all, the judiciary, the executive, the legislature, all arms of government. It's a wheel that must work together to bring these efficiency in the system. So let us continue this work. Let us build a legal system that serves the people. And let us ensure that justice in Guyana is not just available, but accessible to all. I want to thank all those involved in realizing the establishment of the sub-registry here at Suddie. The AG and his chambers, the staff here, the contractors, the designers, the region, everyone. I thank the Chancellor and the Minister of Legal Affairs and the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority for the collaboration in bringing this project to realization. May it serve the wider interests of access to justice in Guyana. I thank you and God bless you.
You may be seated. Check one. So, ladies and gentlemen, check one. There we heard from His Excellency the President of this country a very, very powerful presentation. Please give him another very big round of applause. And you know, my friends, when people are truthful, when people live up to integrity, God will favor them. I do not know, and I said this at several other forums, I do not know how the President does this. Every day, in every nook and corner of this country, he is there serving the people. In the holy month of Ramadan, he is here fasting, and he's doing it. You know why? Because of the mercies and the blessings of Allah. Please give him another big round of applause. Thank you for highlighting so many great work of the government. Indeed, we can see transformation in every sector in the beautiful country of Guyana. My friends, we have heard it from the President himself. Mr. President, and I want to say this openly, I say this respectfully, I say this confidently. The 5 more years that you are legally entitled to, you will get it. I am sure about that. Give him another big round of applause. I am saying that, and I know this will happen. As if you believe so, give him a big round of applause. He's going to be back there to serve you and I, because he's doing a fantastic job as the most humble president of this beautiful land of Guyana. And I say this with no doubt in my heart this morning, my friends. I want to say to you, there are many projects, many great developments in this country. But as an educator, I want to say how very pleased I am. When it was taken away by the others, it was given back to us. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, and every child this year will be getting $55,000 because we care cash grant. I have 3 of them, Mr. President. And I said to my partner, we're getting 7 more. Look, the ladies in the house. Yes, you make the children. We have a caring government that will look over and look after our children. I see. And the babies, as soon as you let them out, there comes your $100,000. The RHO and the minister recently came to launch that. We are so grateful. There are so many projects, so many developments that we can talk about because of a caring government who will, and I repeat, will take office once again. Ladies and gentlemen, today we feel very fortunate in region number 2. We feel very blessed, we feel very honored to have the President and his team here. And we want to thank them very, very much. At this time, we have the final speaker on today's program. And she's a beautiful daughter, a very humble child of Essequibo, who has grown tremendously in the area of academics. And I'm sure she's serving very well in the capacity of a Registrar of Deeds. I present to you, Madam Azina Bash. Show some love for her.
Excellency. Assalamu alaikum. Pranam. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I'm told Mommy is here. So Mommy, Presi said, resemble you bad. Okay, so all protocols observed. Excellency, permit me today, please, to express the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority's heartfelt gratitude to the persons who have played an integral role in ensuring that we today can witness and participate in this historic event. It is the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority as an independent statutory body. May of 24th of 2024, we celebrated, or we should have been celebrating our 10th anniversary. First, we wish to extend our gratitude to you, Sir Parnam Singh, who has without hesitation agreed to be the master of the ceremony today. Thank you. Thank you to the Guyana Police Force band for their beautiful renditions of our national anthem and national songs, especially for accompanying Ms. Nadira Joseph, our registry supervisor of the commercial registry, in her performance of Oh Beautiful Guyana. Thank you, Pastor Barry Joseph, Pandit Aditya Sharma, who's no stranger to us here, and to Hafiz Yunus McLennan for their words of blessings. Excellency, Hafiz Yunus McLennan, other than being an Imam of the Regina Masjid, has been like a son to my mom, who is here today, and has performed his Islamic duties in this regard since the passing of my dad. For him, not just as an Imam, but our gratitude. The DCRA would like to extend its gratitude to the Guyana Police Force, the Guyana Fire Service, the Regional Health Administration, for the provision of all necessary services to ensure the safety and well-being of us all here today. To the students of Regina Multilateral School, I do not like to say secondary school, it's my alma mater, Excellency, Ms. Triya Ramnarain and Ms. Samira Bisnath. You've made us proud. Thank you for participating in our event today and for contributing to it being a memorable occasion. I am fundamentally both proud of you. To our little ones, children of the staff of the DCRA, Escobar Sub-Registry, who will be assisting you today with the cutting of the ribbon and the unveiling of the plaque in a few minutes, I wish to thank them. Excellency, for us to celebrate our achievement today, it requires teamwork and dedication, and for this, we would like to thank the Regional Administration for its support and guidance. Thank you, Regional Chairman, Mrs. Vilma de Silva, Ario, and most sincerely, thank you, Regional Vice Chairman, Comrade Mohamed. To the Regional Engineers, Kewal Suchit, and Superintendent of Works, Dinesh Mohan, and to Mohamed Juma, the Public Works Engineer, we are indebted to you, Mr. Juma, for all the hours that you've allowed us to intervene, to call, and for your guidance that you provided. Excellency, to say that this project, and I know you touched on it, AG touched on this, is homegrown would be an understatement. Majority of the work done on our building today was done by our local contractors, joiners, plumbers, electricians, and technical team. For this, the DCRA extends its heartfelt thank you to Mr. Tavinder Prashad, who worked well into last night to get the final touches for us of Advanced Forest Products. Mr. Mahadio from B. Mahadio Woodworking Creation. Some of the beautiful furniture you will see and furnishings you will see later on are from these two companies. Mr. Randy McKenzie, thank you for being there at our call. TD Electricals and Mission Isala for all our last minute calls. And Alwyn Stewart, just name just a few. Excellency, these gentlemen have gone beyond the terms of their contract and assisted us to ensuring that we have a building that we can all be proud of. To JICAM Constructions, our contractor, thank you for your patience, for your hard work in ensuring that we have a building that we're all proud of. To our partners from Georgetown, Kojak, Mr. Gansham, who I know is here somewhere in the crowd today. It is our first building, Excellency, on the Escobar Coast, the government building that has an elevator. We are absolutely proud of that. And yeah, government building, AG?
Oh, government building.
Excellency, sorry, no, government building. Let me repeat, the first government building in region number 2 that has access to an elevator. Here, Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority. Right? No, we count our small blessings here. To Team DCRA, wow, thank you. To the chairman of our board, Mr. Ramesh Sibaran, and the chairman of our building subcommittee, Mr. Charles McCarroll, both of whom are present here today, and other board members who are here with us. Thank you for guiding us, for the oversight and the cooperation. To the staff of the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority, today is momentous for all of us. Those present here today and those who are holding the fort at our various locations. We have learned how to work in small spaces, shared cubicles, and with few staff. We have become multitaskers. We have adapted and learned how to meet the demands of the public and the legal fraternity without complaining. Excellency, since the establishment of the Deeds Registry in 1990, we have been housed within the Supreme Court building throughout the regions, throughout the counties to begin with, Escobar, Borbis, and Demerara. Today represents Chancellor our first step of cutting that proverbial umbilical cord. Thank you very much, by the way, for being here today with us. We really appreciate your presence. Excellency, in this vein, let us acknowledge, please, the staff of the Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority for their hard work, dedication, teamwork, and commitment. Permit me, please, to especially thank the staff of the Suddie Sub-Registry. I want to identify, and by no means diminishing the input of all the other staff, but permit me to identify Ms. Ashwini Sunat, who is here with us, Assistant Registrar of Deeds, Suddie Sub-Registry. Thank you for going beyond and over and beyond. I do not believe any part of this project would have been a success without your works behind the scenes. To Michael Bacchus, Excellency, let me do this. It will be remiss of me if I do not identify the staff that have been done here. I think some of them at the back are showing me some threatening signs here, right? To Michael Bacchus, Ryan Ragabir, Surab Gangru, thank you for your dedication and commitment into the nights and early mornings. For being more than IT technician, registry clerk, or vault attendant. Ms. Rihanna Bowman, our HR manager and admin manager. Ms. Anita Lashman, who has really kept us in line when it comes to financial accountability. Lance Chester, IT manager, and Ms. Nadia Rambajan, our audit manager. Ms. Simone Butters for always being in the background and getting stuff done. Naomi Anthony, thank you. Zach Effendi, Mark Puran, and Kuwen Alves, and Alan O'Brien, DCR applauds you. I must do this, Excellency. I applaud you. I thank you. The board thanks you. We thank you. I believe if all else fails, some of us may have jobs in ironing flags or the core business, as we recognized last night. Mr. Andrew Muriel, who was our assistant registrar here for about 9 years, we moved him from Georgetown to Essequibo when we when we created the position of an assistant registrar here, who aptly carried out. I know this is a proud moment for you indeed. You had whispered this in AG's age some time back, and you've flown with it. Thank you very much. To all the staff of the DCRA sub-registry who aptly carried out the day-to-day task while focus was shifted to the construction and commissioning of this building, we thank you. To our esteemed audience, thank you for sharing this historic moment with us. Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Mr. Mohamed Anel Nandalao, SCMP. Thank you for your guidance, your leadership, and for always being accessible, for having faith in this young, small team that we can really make today a reality. We thank you. Your Excellency, please accept DCRA's heartfelt gratitude for gracing us with your presence today. We are truly humbled. We heed your words to us today. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
It's always a wonderful thing when our leaders can express gratitude. Thank you very much, Ms. Azina Baksh, for coming up here to extend thanks to all the stakeholders who made this project a success. The Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority here in Suddie, a project that we, the people of Region 2, are forever grateful for. Please give her another round of applause and say thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to a close, I just want to let you know we're going to have the unveiling of the plaque and cutting of the ribbon, but this should be done in an orderly manner. And I'm asking you to remain seated while the President and the others make their way there. Do remember that we have been benefiting tremendously. Do not be distracted. Stay focused, and we know for sure we're going to have our government one more time. Give them a big round of applause. Can we stand as we now ask our President to go forward with the others to unveil the plaque and cut the ribbon. Please note that you're all going to have a chance to have a tour of the DCRA building, but this will be after the President is finished with his part. God bless all of you, and thank you so much for coming.
Look down through your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you're going.
Congratulations.